Thanks, Adriana, for the introduction, and thanks to all for being here, also the online listeners. We know you're there. Thanks for listening. I will try to make you realize today why the spatial really is so special, especially in the field of real estate valuation. But I would like to start with a little story how I got in the field of real estate. Have you ever heard about hedonic models? Nah, nobody. What about hedonism? Hedonistic? Yeah, me too. And then I saw a job posting, a company that specializes on hedonic models. Wow, models for pleasure. Applied. Yeah, I got the job. It's really about valuation of real estate, but it has been a pleasure to work in this company. What are hedonic models? That are the models where the value is determined by the key characteristics of the car, in this example, or real estate. What is the difference between valuing a car or real estate? We can have one car, the same car, in Vienna, and it will cost approximately the same as in some village in southern Austria. Whereas by real estate, the location makes the huge difference. And this is also why this famous phrase, location, 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 it has to be 3 times. It has been the most commonly used phrase in real estate field in the last 100 years. So I will try to explain you how we are incorporating this location, all these spatial insights into real estate valuation. We learned one word, hedonic. What about Selbstprengel? It's a German word. Try to say it 3 times in a row. Impossible. The word that I hated in my first week when I started the job, but it came popping out, so I had to learn what it actually means. And it's one of the important administrative units in Austria. It is the smallest unit used for census, election, and spatial analysis. It's a subdivision of Gemeinde, so municipality. It is important that it has fixed boundaries that are defined by Statistical Austria, which is ensuring stability for data collection and analysis. Very important for us. It varies in population size. In cities, we have smaller, high density, Zellsprengel, and in the rural area, they cover larger geographic areas with fewer people, of course. This is only one of the spatial units that we use for all the data that we encounter in real estate. I tried to make a map to present some of them. We cannot do it for all, but here we can see, for example, points are the real estate valuation in these cases, in the different types. Then we have this... Sorry? Wow, it is not working. It's in opposite direction somehow. Oh, sorry. See? It's not my fault. It really doesn't work. I wanted to try this pointer out because it looked so cool.
Stop. No. Okay, just a second. Now restart it.
Yeah, let's try.
Try it again.
There it is,
yeah.
But okay. Let's hope it works now. So we have points, and we have this orange area, Villach city, which is raster. Unfortunately, we cannot see it here, but they are really small squares, 50 by 50 meters, showing in this case our location score. With the blue boundaries, we have this census, so Zellsprengel. The gray polygons are municipalities, and with red line, we have district borders. Beside these areas, we also have 9 federal states in Austria. We have not 3 regions that are EU statistical regions for economics analysis, and we have, very important for us, our special regions customly defined with TU Wien specialists that are used for localized model updates and real estate market analysis. Here we have, let's try it again, yeah, Vienna Center, Vienna Others, and Vienna Surroundings. We have special regions for capital cities of federal states. We have other bigger cities, other rural areas, and Alpine region. As we can see in this graphic here, that we use in our validation report for our model update, these are our input data for updating the previous model. We can see how in these regions the prices are much more homogeneously distributed, and this helps us, of course, for statistical modeling. We have different data sources in different spatial units, from, for example, noise pollution as raster, population, education, employees in different administrative units. Then we have migration, retail sales, infrastructure and POIs, and as point, line, and polygon data. We have natural hazards in NUTS-3 regions. So different sources, different levels, and these were all, it doesn't go back. It doesn't go back, yeah, now it goes back, fast. Sorry. These were all spatial data sources, very important for us. But what also is important for us, of course, are the real estate data sources. We have listings, we have purchase price data collected from official Austrian land register by CT Datenforum, and we have our greatest asset, our Liebe database. Yeah, I know, hedonic, Liebe. Liebe means love in German, but it's actually for Liegenschaftsbewertung, so real estate valuation. But still, imagine, my first week in Vienna, I tried to explain to my husband, what have I been doing the whole week? My colleague Christian was explaining hedonic models and Liebe to me. But nevertheless, this is really our big asset. We have structured data collected by experts in real estate valuation. We have many features for each real estate defined in a structured way. And since 2009, there is over 1 million valuation. Only in year 2004, we had over 100,000 properties values and the portfolio value of almost 50 billion euros. So this is why I said Liebe, we love Liebe. All these data sources come, of course, with many challenges. We get them in different forms, with VMS, RESTful APIs, or file downloads in different formats from Excel, Access database, SQL, raster files, shape files, and so on. Sometimes the spatial data have different coordinate systems, so we have to harmonize it. We have to make sure that we have some processes for the data, because some of them we only get once. Some are updated monthly, so we have to have some automating pre-processing steps to follow monthly. And our big problem also was with this huge raster data, especially RAM limitations. So it is, these resource constraints make a problem, so we have to do some memory efficient processing of this data, like chunking them and so on. We use this data to generate different features for our model. I will list some of them and explain two in more detail for you, but let me drink a little bit. We have, for example, from this point of interest and infrastructure data, we calculate the availability to the nearest city center or proximities to stops of public transport. We have tourism score, supermarket score, education score, and what goes well with this information we heard in the talk before, in Austria there are many, many lakes. And it is really important if my house is by the lake. So we also try to develop a lake score, ATM score, and urban score, as here on the graph. It's developed, the urban score. I will go in more details for you now. We developed it from the real estate purchase data, which is point data. As I said, there are annually over 100,000 real estate transactions. So this is actually Access database with more tables, which we have to prepare. So we have point data, and we do some magic to generate raster data. We have the locations with high flat transaction activity and fewer single home and land sales. This suggests an urban region, and where we have significant number of land sales compared to home or flat transactions, this highlights a booming market for new family homes. We can see it here, for example, we start with something like this, Access database, and we turn it into a raster, 50 meters times 50 meters covering whole Austria. In location score, we incorporate actually all the spatial data that we have available and try to generate some location score from 0 to 100 for whole Austria, again for 50 times 50 meter raster cells. The location score reflects the relative attractiveness of the area for residential real estate. Higher scores indicate locations more desirable compared to the others, while lower scores highlight less competitive or structurally weaker regions. We incorporate this location score then into our statistical regression model that we use for evaluation. This is a map of location score. We know in real estate this well-known pattern of gradient from west to east, where we have high prices in the west and lower in the east, and our location score actually agrees with that. The exception here is, of course, Vienna as a capital city where the prices are the highest. And also the location score is the highest. Our newest project goes a step further, and we use the features that I explained you we designed as location score, and we incorporate this with artificial intelligence. So we use some neural networks for pictures, connect this to feature-engineered location score and some other structured data to generate a model that predicts a price of your home or any real estate only with input of address, floor area, property type, and 4 images. It is still in development, but still pretty cool because it saves us all this time answering many questions about your home. This cool company that I was talking about, where I work and where it has been a pleasure to develop these hedonic models, is Real Value. We are part of the NTAG company group, which is in Erfurt, Germany. They have a great, highly certified data center. They make software for banks and institutions that integrate vertically into whole real estate valuation process from start till the end. We have our AVM, automated valuation model, LIBE, and we also have our cousins in Onval that are really real estate experts who are doing actually the valuation and using our tool. Our Onval, they are experts, so they are using our main tool, LIBE. This is a tool that is made for really certified experts, and it enables a really detailed market value assessment. But we also have another tool that you might try heute, today, in the afternoon, and it's called Spotlight. It has simplified interface for general users. So maybe if you have time in the afternoon, you can join me on our demo session where you can try it out, or please take your phones, take a picture of the link, and you can try it also at home. And also for our online listeners, feel free to use it because it's free. You can register to get more accurate results, to save and share objects, to compare multiple objects, and also to get some regional price information in the form of really cool maps that we did. So I would be really glad if you join me today on our session and try out one of our tools. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nina. We have time for a few questions from the audience, online.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you, Nina, for the nice presentation. And yeah, we really enjoyed it. I think it's a cool tool. But my question is, right now, this works only for Austria, right?
Yes, exactly. Unfortunately, only for Austria.
Well,
have you seen all the data that we have to prepare?
Right.
Please.
Exactly. So there is a lot of data pre-processing that you have to do. So it's probably a big challenge to adapt it to other countries.
Yes.
But is the company planning to also, expand to other European countries? And B, I think I lost the second one.
Sorry.
It's related to that. So how challenging is to actually adapt it to other countries? I mean, it's a big challenge.
It would be challenging because you have to get all this data.
Yeah. Right.
And we have our LIBE growing since 2009. It has been a really strong relationship with. So we have collected this amount of data that it would take time in other countries. So I'm not aware if there are structured data of this kind in other countries, but we would you have to prepare all of it, spatial plus real estate data, so it's homework.
So EU has nothing standardized or planning to
not
in this direction? Yeah?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Any other questions, maybe from our online viewers? No, there is one question here, please.
How long have you been developing this database?
I have been here since 2019, but the database has been developing since 2009. Nine. Sorry, I'm mixing it.
Thank you. There are two more questions here.
My question is, you mentioned you also use images. Do you take them yourself or do you gather them from the internet? And are you also able to get some insights, like what makes the, flat valuable, like big windows or something like this?
Yes, big windows is one of the cool features that brings the value. It's correct. Of course, we get this information from our structured data in general because it is one of the questions, if there is a huge window area, and it is bringing a lot in our model. So this I can confirm. And from the pictures, as I said, we are part of ENTE group, And they also have, I think you call it site visitors. So they are developing also software for the people that really drives to your home, take pictures. So we are lucky enough to have this data connected to our LIBE data, so we can really match pictures with the information's instruction form. Welcome.
And how do you factor in speculation? Because the prices are not always correct. And the second thing, if you also do any investment analysis, for example, if you buy an apartment and then you rented it out, how this plays off.
This part we are not covering, and in our tool, the experts always have the possibility to say, no, I don't agree with the model, because they are the experts. They see the object, they have been there, they know it, and it has to be, this is just a suggestion. Our model produces a suggestion, and the user, the expert, has the possibility to adapt this price, of course. Thank you for the question. It's a really good one.
Okay. I have just one quick question. Are you familiar with the term open governmental data?
Yes, we use it a lot.
Okay. And the quality is high, middle, low?
I would say middle.
Middle. Okay. Right. Last chance? No? Well, in this case, Nina, thank you very much again.